Hey guys, it's your pal Joey T from the Cartoon.P giving you another vlog from an animated film I just got out of seeing. This film was very hard to find. Not that many theaters are showing this film. Isle of Dogs. From where I live, it was hard for me to find a theater that was showing this movie. It was between two theaters, and I work in Philadelphia, so the one that was playing closest to me was the one in Yosemite. Kind of weird that it showed up in Yosemite of all places, but I figured I'd see it there. Ignore the really bright flash over there. For some reason that's going to be very distracting, but I don't know. You can only choose what you can do. Makes it look like I got an angel next to me offering his criticism. So what'd you think about the movie? I thought it was really cool. I don't know, whatever. So Isle of Dogs is a Wes Anderson animated film, his second stop-motion animated film. First one being Fantastic Mr. Fox. And from what I know, Wes Anderson is a quirky filmmaker. We all know his style. He's sort of like Tim Burton in that he has a very set style. He's almost sort of made a brand for himself with a very specific set of characters. Symmetrical. Obviously my vlog is not symmetrical, so I'm not following the Wes Anderson template, but that's what you do when you film vlogs out of your car. But Wes Anderson's got a specific style, and it transcends into both stop motion and live action film. And it's funny because he has a very quirky style that I always figured would have worked in an animated film, but given that he's traditionally working in live action, it's something that's kind of out of his control. But seeing him in stop motion works pretty good. Watching this film makes me want to revisit Fantastic Mr. Fox. As someone who's a big fan of Roald Dahl, it was kind of interesting to see what a Wes Anderson take of a Roald Dahl book would be like. So from what I remember, to me, you either love Wes Anderson's films or you hate them. Me personally, I like the visual styles. The characters, for the most part, are always shouting and expositing what their character motivations are, to the point where it's kind of cliched and it's kind of annoying and it kind of gets on your nerves, but that's just something he does with all of his characters that I guess adds to his quirkiness. But apparent here too. To me, I feel that when he lets characters just reflect in silence, that's where the real good stuff comes out. When they're just talking, and to me it seems like parody. Very apparent in this film. Isle of Dogs, I haven't even talked about the story. So Isle of Dogs take place in a future, timeless future in Japan, where a young boy wants to find his dog. Dogs have been banned because of a dog virus, flu, whatever it may be, that causes them to be sent to a trash island. That's all much I'll say about the plot. There's conspiracy theories, there's characters, and I hate saying quirky. I've already said quirky like 5 times already, but you got quirky characters in a quirky Wes Anderson film. And yeah, I really wish there was more that I could say about it, but if you've seen a Wes Anderson film, you've kind of seen this film. But what makes this one different, other than it being stop motion, is that it can get kind of dark. I feel that there's some real consequence to these characters. There's some real stakes at hand. To me, I feel like the dog characters are more interesting than the humans. Despite the fact that there's an interesting framing device in the film where the humans stay talking in their native language, whereas they have translators, but done in clever ways, and the dogs are the only ones that talk in English, which, believe it or not, is another trademark from Fantastic Mr. Fox, where in that movie all the characters live in England, all the humans speak with British accents, but all the animals speak with American accents. So he kind of brought that from Fantastic Mr. Fox into into this movie, as well as the crazy eyes from the mole into the owl, which, not really a spoiler, but there's a character that has crazy eyes that reminded me of the mole in Fantastic Mr. Fox. Where was I going with the story? A framing device, humans. As you can tell, fresh out of the theaters, no script. This is just me shouting out what I think about the film. When I say the humans aren't really that interesting, I think it's because you kind of know what the story. It's people in power who corrupt power, and they want to take advantage, and they want to take over, and it's the underdogs, the literal underdogs, who have to come out on top and save the day. And with the actual dogs being really funny. Like, I want to say this is the most I've laughed in a Wes Anderson film. The second one would probably have been Fantastic Mr. Fox. His films have always been funny. To me, my first Wes Anderson film was Royal Tenenbaums. I remember when my cousin brought me to see the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, one of my favorite Wes Anderson films, as well as Moonrise Kingdom. I love Moonrise Kingdom. That's why, as far as Fantastic Mr. Fox, I don't rank it as high, but that's just my personal preference. I guess everybody's got their own thing, which is funny because considering I'm really into animation, you figure that would be top on my list. But believe it or not, I like Moonrise Kingdom, Life Aquatic a little bit more as far as his films go. It's hard for me to really give an opinion on the Grand Budapest Hotel. I know it's one of his more ambitious films. I did enjoy it though. But it's kind of hard for me to tell where I'll put Isle of Dogs. Visually, it's amazing. And I know Wes Anderson, when he directs the film, he wants to make sure you know it's a stop-motion film. It's not like where it's Leica, where they're trying to push the envelope on what you can do in stop-motion. This is very clearly stop-motion filmmaking, where you can see like every frame, every movement, every fur moved by a hand, and sometimes you can see the seams, intentional or not. And there are times when they play with some pretty creative visual imagery, foreshortening, and things that you can only pull off in animation. Like, the big thing was the action scenes using clouds of smoke, like in cartoons. It's interesting because with Wes Anderson, I remember him being given an interview, and he mentioned what his influences are as far as animation. He mentioned Plague Dogs, which in my mind, Plague Dogs, being a very violent film, is not the one kind of movie that I would imagine Wes Anderson really looking up to. But after watching Isle of Dogs, it's very clear that there's some things that he wanted to pay homage to when it comes to the violence. And dogs, obviously. If you've noticed Wes Anderson, he has like this real anger against dogs, so it's only fair that he has a movie where dogs are like tearing each other apart. Anyways, besides that, I'm kind of split. I'm kind of torn on really giving a rating for this one, because to me, I feel like if you like Wes Anderson, you're going to know what you get. You'll get a couple things, but the characters don't really change. They really do seem like those angsty characters that you get in Wes Anderson movies. Like, to me, Jason Schwartzman is pretty much the most angsty character in any of his films. I mean, I don't know if Jason Schwartzman was in this film. Bryan Cranston is the main dog. Edward Norton, slowly but surely, is becoming one of my favorite regulars in Wes Anderson's movies. But he provided some good levity into the film. Bill Murray, obviously, I think he's been in every single, I think except for Bottle Rocket. I don't think Bill Murray showed up in Bottle Rocket. Whereas you can comment below and let me know. Good God, that glow is horrible. I apologize, guys. It's completely ruining the shot, but as I say, in my car, that's what I'm left to do. I'm left to my own devices. I guess that's really all I gotta say about Isle of Dogs. I wish I could talk more about it, but if I could really say, I mean, it's gonna be hard to find in a theater near you, but if you do get a chance to see it and you love stop motion, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I will say, if you're younger, you may not want to watch this. It can get kind of graphic for younger kids. I think kids could be a little squeamish when watching this. That's really all I gotta say. It's always fun making these videos. Like, comment below, let me know what you think, and feel free to keep watching. Take care, guys.